And we're live.
Ice has been getting a lot of negative feedback this week. Things have gone poorly for Ice. I haven't been watching intently enough to really give you coverage, but I think if you just look at his subreddit, you'll get a good dose of how the folk are feeling over there.
Why are they
Ice
mad?
was killing it right now because of the his RV trip was super popular, right?
Popular and liked are two different things. They're not liking Ice's attitude and some of the things he's been saying. There was a bit of drama where it turned out he's still seeing Caroline, the ex-girlfriend who everyone calls the space alien and hates, absolutely despises.
Can I elaborate on the drama?
Yeah.
So he said he broke up with her months ago. And it turns out they've still been dating. Somehow they recorded her side of the conversation. So you don't have both sides, but I heard her side. They've been dating for a while, but Ice pretended that they weren't. And then Ice cheated on her with her best friend. And I guess she rented a boat for some occasion, and she was going to take Ice out on it. And Ice took the girl that he's cheating with, her friend, on the boat and left his girlfriend who paid for it at home. And a lot of people feel like Ice didn't treat her properly. I think I have this right. Do you know something other, Kyle? You're making a face.
That doesn't sound like what happened, but I don't know enough to dispute it.
I'm going off the thread about it off Ice's subreddit is where I'm coming from. So, so anyway, I guess she rented a boat and he took the girl on the boat and dumped his girlfriend. And people are like, Ice is not very nice. And I'm like, he's not supposed to be nice. That's not who Ice Poseidon is. Ice Poseidon does not say, look at me, humanitarian. And you catch him in being hypocritical about that. No. Ice's whole thing is fear factor to the vulnerable. You know, that's how he
can be so mean. Like he didn't have shoes. Like they didn't have any sandals, and they were like all in swimsuits or something and walking on asphalt and stuff. And the girl was like, they got sandals in there, but they're $80. And he's like, we're not all dead streamers like you. And it's just like shit. But then he goes in there and he's like, oh shit, they're $70. Fuck that. And he's like, and he's too cheap to buy them. They had some kind of dispute last night where like he wouldn't pay for some hamburgers or something like that. I think most of the people have abandoned him on the RV trip and like gone their separate ways. That's what it seemed like just reading the cliff notes. I saw Bjorn get knocked out earlier. They were doing some sort
Bjorn.
Oh, love Bjorn. Bjorn's my favorite. I've never been so scared in my life.
Wasn't he the guy who was like, I'm getting my passport? As he's got his hands in his bag around cops. It's like, whoa, settle down, idiot. Take your hands out of the bag.
Yeah, he's from Denmark. He doesn't. He's the guy who doesn't like black people. He's from Denmark, and he's definitely the fan favorite. He's my favorite. But yeah, he did some kind of backyard boxing thing. I don't know who this is. He's boxing, but he takes a pretty good little whack here. If you want to watch that.
Yeah, I guess I'll check that out.
It's 8 seconds.
Oh my goodness. The whack happens 2 seconds in. I didn't even pause it in time. Let me resize it for everybody. Ready, set, play. Ooh. Oh.
Anonymous donated $3.
What does it say? Knocked out?
It wasn't worth it.
Vex knocked out.
Oh, he didn't actually get knocked out, though.
No, he just got knocked a little loopy.
Stunned.
Yeah, stunned is a good word.
Yeah, that hurts. That doesn't feel good at all. Yeah, I really like Bjorn. He's very fun, very funny. And I like Marie. Everybody likes looking at Marie. She was in a swimsuit yesterday, and it was like a flesh tone bikini, like string bikini thing, and it was very tight, very, very, very nice look for her. Big fan. I just want Bjorn and Marie, like them to like. I don't need Ice necessarily. Bjorn and Marie's show. That's all I want.
Who's Marie?
She is a Playboy. Yeah, she's a former like Playboy model who's on there. She's the one with the really nice ass that I sent you the nudes of.
I'm looking for her in a bikini for some reason, even though I've seen her nudes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
She's very sexy.
I see there. Everyone is like just over the top upset. Whoa.
Those are nudes.
Is this Marie having sex on camera? Or am I not?
You have a link for me? Or
It doesn't sound like the behavior of a whore.
Where?
Link.
Because I sent you.
I can't share this with you guys. I apologize. We should probably even change topics because you're not seeing what I'm seeing. But if you Google SSJ fucking Marie, you'll probably find the Ice Reddit.
That's a Photoshop.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know these people. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that
Photoshop.
SS? Oh, Scuff
Steve Jobs. Yeah. That's just actual photos of them being photoshopped together. I'm fairly sure. But I mean, look at how Steve Jobs' torso like becomes a different torso. Like his neck comes out of his chest.
You're right. I
don't blame you. It's
Yeah,
easy
yeah.
to get distracted by the enormous ass, which is actually hers.
And like people are having sex on these things. They're that one woman blew two guys, right? And then kissed one of the Andes, and so it seemed in character. Maybe not for Marie, but yeah.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, this link I sent you is actual like nudes of Marie. She's quite hot.
Yeah, and these she is. These look professionally done though, so.
Well, they are. Yeah.
Well, that means the shop is involved. When I see a super hot girl in like a magazine spread, it's almost, it ruins it for me. I know I need to see her like, I don't know, Candids. And let me see what she actually looks like as a girl.
Oh man, like honestly, like I've seen Marie like on camera, and then I've seen her like in these photos, and there's not any tomfoolery going on. That's pretty much how she looks and everything. But like I've seen, they had this black girl on for a while, and she's I think she's a streamer on Instagram or some shit. But like they would show pictures of her from her Instagram versus pictures of her from the stream, screenshots, and it was like
probably
8.
Night and day.
Oh, totally night and day. Like she's like an 8 on her Instagram, and she's like a 3 in real life. She's just like, so what did Imus say back in the day? Nappy headed hoes.
Yeah.
Look, some nappy headed hoes. That's what she looked like. It was rough. Her hair's so fucked, and she's looking bad. She's
Looks
just
awful.
like in the Instagram, her boobs are like up here and like together with like very nice cleavage, and she's got like hip cleavage and like she's very well proportioned. And in real life, she's got like saggy like flat titties that are like going away from each other and like have no cleavage whatsoever, and her hair's all fucked up and her face is all fucked up. She's the one that they were calling Chocolate Rain Andy.
Oh, I saw her picture.
I mean, no tits or no tits. No tits are cleavage producing naturally when they're naked.
Some tits are. They got to be quite big.
They would, you know what I'm talking about.
I've
like
seen
when you see a woman in public and they're pushed up and there's the line of cleavage.
Yeah,
There's
together,
not
touching.
a woman on earth. Yeah,
There
touching.
are.
Where you take that off and they stay up there. That would look weird. If they're
does-
naked and they're up there like that, unless they're fake. I mean, you could put like a couple bolted on tits and do that, but like that's just not how boobs look.
I'll see if I can prove you wrong.
You may be able to, but I don't think you will. You're gonna pull up some bolted on huge tit gal.
Yeah? What's your point?
I'm talking about natural boobs. Like, of course, if they're bolted on, you can make them do that. But I'm saying, like, if they're natural boobs, then that's not how they behave.
Another
get them
one
naked.
Of my,
They're, at least
another one of my favorite
sag a little
subreddits,
bit.
bolted on tits.
I've stumbled across that one before.
Mm-hmm. Big fan.
I've seen a couple
at
that
your recommendation, and it's pretty good.
I've seen a couple that halfway prove Taylor wrong, but the pose is this.
That's not a fair pose.
I hear you. Look, I'm not trying to fool anyone. You know.
Now, look, I pride myself as honest.
And it turns out leaning forward, you can create that too.
Yeah, but that's gravity pulling them together.
Yes.
Like that. That's just doing this, but even further down.
Oh, well,
I can have
even
cleavage
arms
if
back,
I go like this.
arms back leaning down, you can get some cleavage.
Arms back, leaning down. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, here's a woman.
Back.
Well, let me see. I'm not sure how this link will work. Oh, didn't even make a link. This is probably some really good audio content right now. There you go.
Rest assured, guys, these are big tits.
Oh no, it made me download that. What have you done?
Yeah.
It made me download it.
Oh no, now there's a naked girl on Kyle's computer.
Oh, God knows what's on there.
That brings the count to 1.5 million.
Yeah, I don't like how it made me download that either.
I didn't know it would.
I did not want to download a file from the DDF network.
Is that what it was?
Kyle, that
made
means
it
drug
right
and
through my
disease
file.
free.
I
And if they're
just.
drug and disease free, then they're clearly virus free.
Oh right, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, that would be DD. I
girl
thought
may be
DTF.
There you go. Yeah,
The
DDF,
girl may
drug
be
and disease free.
DDF, but I don't know if that file was. I don't know what that was. And I did it twice, too. It didn't open it was like, click. No, it didn't open. Click. Oh, no, downloading. And the internet's fast, so it's just boom, instantly I got it. Oh, that's great.
Son of a bitch.
Well, the Russians have me now.
Now we've got drug and disease free malware.
Uh,
So, that. I'm scrolling through a few more of these AMAs so we can.
I'm still
Not
looking
just-
on Taylor's cleavage challenge. I'll stop.
Oh, no,
this
you
guy's-
can try it. See, the one you linked, though, like, that's cleavage, but she's also bent over.
Right.
Like, the gravity assist is, like, the whole point is I'm saying, like, women, like, standing up, like, chatting with you when they have their push-up bra and their shit on, you can get some cleavage there. But real life, naked, standing up, that doesn't exist unless it's bolted on. And even then, it won't really exist the way it does in, like, a push-up bra.
Here's what.
Do any of you plan on doing any traveling? Would you ever consider traveling abroad for a PKA adventure? Let's say, example, waking up in a different city in Europe every day for a week would be a hell of an experience and a show.
I wonder how that would work. Like, that might be pretty cool. Would that be the kind of boost that, like, Ice got on his first RV trip? Would people just find it super compelling if every day we woke up in, like, Amsterdam, then London, then Paris? Or...
It would all be contingent on what we were doing. Just being in those cities wouldn't be enough. We'd have to have shit planned like crazy. Like the reason Ice took off, and Kyle can speak to this more than me, but from the outside looking in, I don't watch his streams. I kind of just get the recap from you guys. It seems like he gets it by surrounding himself with a bunch of miscreants and then sort of as a third party observing and sometimes participating in the antics that these miscreants get into.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
we don't have that. We don't have a rat pack of sorts to prod into illegal situations that we can gain from. Sorry for speaking too accurately. What's going on?
You hit the nail kind of on the head there, Taylor.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be like. I don't think you should look at Ice as any kind of an example for what you would want to do or be like, because he may not realize it, but he's slowly ruining his life with what he's doing there. Like it's going to be impossible to like. First of all, he's not earning an enormous amount of money,
and he's losing a lot on like the cost of doing business in his line of business, like RVs and shit, right?
Yeah, there's not a ton of profit involved. There's just not nearly as much as a successful YouTuber might make. And but meanwhile, he's accruing a vast criminal record, a vast internet history that'll make it difficult to do really anything.
I bet his credit is terrible.
His credit is absolutely horrible. That's a known factor. It has been. It was terrible before his multiple evictions. His family wants nothing to do with him. Is
that true?
Why is that?
Yeah. But
that's
because
sad.
of what he does and because of who he is and all the horrible things that I'm sure he did before.
I must be. So I don't have I just see some highlights that get up. He looks to me like the ringmaster of a freak show. And I don't look at Barnum, the P.T. Barnum, and say, what a miscreant you are. Like, no, you're just the ringmaster of a...
No, he's a severely autistic man who who stumbles his way through life and like does a lot of terrible things.
Like, name two.
Is he actually autistic?
Oh yeah. I mean, borderline sexually assaulting like every woman who comes into contact with him, and sort of, you know, apparently, I guess the word around that seems now is he sets up a lot of things. A lot of things are scripted and fake. But you know,
everyone's very upset with him on his subreddit about it being scripted and fake, and they just feel. But there's a big part of me that's like, is it, or is just the outline scripted and faked, and then the reactions are kind of real?
I don't know. There was a huge thread of proof. I didn't read through the whole thing, but they were, you know, little video clips and stuff like that. Yeah, ICE isn't your roadmap for success if you're gonna be doing that sort of thing. You wouldn't want his kind of success or his kind of like fan base necessarily, because they hate him.
Now that's a thing I've discovered. Well, I'm sorry to Taylor.
No, go ahead.
PKA has a bit of that too. Like when you make a show that's kind of heartless, you know, like we've laughed at that two-headed Siamese twin or whatever. Don't be surprised when your fan base uses you as a role model and turns that magnifying lens on you, and then I don't even want to say it, insults your color correction, right? Like that's what happens. Opie and Anthony, right? And we have Anthony Cumia comes on and says, yeah, our fan base is so mean, right? That's what happens when you make a mean show. That's to be expected. If you go out there and just, you know, make flowers and rainbows all the time, then you probably develop an audience that's pretty kind. But if you're Ice Poseidon, my gosh, they're following the lead. They're following the leader there.
Yeah, they seem to really, really hate him for a number of reasons. The chat's pretty together on that. He's about to start streaming soon.
Do you know, or maybe it's not an open thing, why does he not, like, why has his family disowned him?
I don't know exactly. I know he's from Florida, and they want nothing to do. I'm sure they've gotten tons and tons of grief because of who he is, right? Because, you know, of course they've been all doxxed and everyone knows who they are, and I'm sure they get. I mean, he gets the cops called on virtually every stream. Like they were there yesterday. 7 cop cars show up and everybody's having to get out their IDs and they get kicked out of the resort, and that they just spent $3,000 on. You know, it's who knows what's happening at his parents' house, right? Like I bet it's not just pizzas late at night. It's probably scary stuff, right?
Well, that sucks. That paints a little sadder picture of Ice. A little, maybe not sadder because he is making money and this is a career path he's chosen, but I guess a more realistic view of him.
When he came on the show the first time, Ice was suffering a low, right? They would call him Errand Andy, maybe something like that, because his streams had gotten a little less entertaining. They felt like it was the result of dating that girlfriend, et cetera, et cetera. And then he hit a higher high than he had ever hit before. Amazing, right? And that's where he was 2-3 weeks ago. Now he's at a lower low. What follows this? You know, the Ice roller coaster.
He's still getting views. It's not so. You know, he was down to like 3 and 5K views at one point, but he's still getting, you know, 30 to 40K views right now. You know, it's not that they've stopped watching. It's that they're watching for a different reason, and they're starting to dislike him more and more. And they're starting to realize that, like, the whole, like, I don't wash and I'm just out for my nut thing isn't just a character. Like, he literally hasn't used shampoo in so long he doesn't remember. You know, like, remember, you know, like, yeah, he just rinses his hair. You know, like
that's disgusting. I don't know about you guys. Maybe it's because I have a little more Italian in me. But if I go more than a day without shampoo and I like run my hands through it, even in the shower,
it's greasy.
It's greasy as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my beard will get greasy. Like I have to shampoo that too.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't use shampoo as long as he can remember.
They were talking about gross. Like, they were talking about like when they were in the Playboy shoot or something like that, how one of the girls remarked how like dandruffy and greasy his head was, and like how gross it was. And you know, we saw that girl touch him the other day and then smell her hand, and she had that look.
That was
like
great.
She had that look of disgust, like she realized she just touched a filthy person. Like he just doesn't wash, man. Like, and that's not a persona. That's a a mental defect. You know, if you don't, and his back. Oh
See,
man,
I remember after we had Ice on, I went into the PKA subreddit, and someone, it wasn't a highly upvoted comment or anything, but it was down there, and only like a couple upvotes, and it was, haha, lol, Ice got these idiots to believe he actually doesn't shower or brush his teeth.
yeah.
And at the time I was like, I mean, I didn't fully buy into it, but he seemed a little convincing. It's good to know we were vindicated. At least a little bit.
I mean, the evidence is right there. If you look at all that back acne and his teeth.
I've never noticed his teeth. What's wrong with his teeth?
Yeah, they're yellow and gross.
Hmm.
I mean, to each his own. I mean, he seems to be
No one wants yellow, dirty teeth.
It seems like these leechy streamer chicks are easy as fuck. Like he's always got them coming on.
I'm scrolling through his subreddit. They are loving Caroline. There's Caroline sympathy threads, Caroline appreciation threads. What a 180 they have turned. I'm going to say that this crowd base is so malleable. That sounds like they're manipulative. They're manipulatable, but they change direction so much. There will be
Fickle.
a positive change again. Fickle. Thank you. That's better. I don't think this ice downturn is permanent.
We shall see.
I remember just like I said, I don't keep in touch with this community. Like aside from when one of you guys gives me a little update. And last time I got an update from you, I went over there and it was like all the little check mark posts, and at the end it was like, must be content king Ice.
Mm-hmm.
And it was him sitting there like on a throne with a cigar, like looking all, ooh, look at me, I'm Mr. King, like a flattering photo. And then just now, it's a bunch of people posting pictures of themselves like mowing the lawn, being like, day one of never watching Ice again, decided to get a job, decided to cook a meal, decided to clean my room.
Here's a guy who has a before and after picture, and he's like fat and not looking great, and he's like a freaking physique model on the other one. Like day one of not watching Ice, got ripped. Yeah, it's funny. I saw someone on his subreddit discussing this, and they're like, there's 17,000 of us online right now. We have different opinions about this stuff. So yeah, there's a whole group of people that despise him. There's a whole group of people who think he is the content king. There's people who love this girl or that girl. The only thing that seems to be unanimous is the love for Bjorn. And if you look right now, I mean, the whole subreddit's theme is Bjorn, right? Like he's the sidebar, he's the header, he's everything.
They seem to love Bjorn.
I love Bjorn.
Bjorn's
There are
likable.
There are 17,000 people currently on Ice's subreddit.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, Bjorn is great, dude. Like when they're in the backseat of that car, like he did a really bad stream the other day where they just drove around for like 3 hours, and like it was when that black guy was trying to sell him weed. And Bjorn, and they drive, and it wasn't a scary situation at all. It was literally a one-armed black guy trying to sell them weed. At one point, he says to him, he's like, let me get in the car with y'all. We'll go find it. I got one arm. What the fuck am I going to do? He's like, I'm going to hurt you. I got one fucking arm here. And I was like, that's a good point. Like, I don't care how big you are. You got one arm. Me and you you're going to have a hard time taking me.
You're in a tough spot.
Yeah. If I can get close and like wrap that arm up, like you're in trouble here. You got one arm. But they drive away, and like Bjorn hadn't said anything throughout the whole thing, and then Bjorn is like, "I have never been so scared in my life," and I just died laughing. I've listened to him say that like four or five times now. I have never been so scared in my entire life. He was so afraid of that guy.
Where was he when that happened?
They were on the backseat of a truck, like doing a drug deal on the side of the road.
Was that when they were in Austin at the video game thing?
Nah, I don't know exactly where they were. Oh, no, they were in St. Louis, I think.
Sounds right, then.
Yeah.
I have never been so scared. He had multiple guns visible.